evening, everybody. I'm
Good
assuming
evening.
good evening, good evening. I'm assuming that people are everybody will get Rohit, you can stop sharing. Everybody will get a request. Please accept that. Uma sir, Dharmesh bhai, good evening. Kajal, good evening. Ram, good evening. Aniket, good evening. Ashok, good evening. Kishore, Anil, good evening. People are joining in. Let them join in quickly. And when you're joining these sessions, they are interactive in nature. My humble request here is that you be at one location so that we can interact with each other. You can ask questions. This is a closed room session. So, and today's focus, I think it's a first engagement session. So today's focus is more towards aligning your strategy with your next 1 year plan. So that's the goal. Everybody, request all of you to, you know, there is a request that's coming to all of you, except that wait, can I have the videos on for people who are not able to? Sachin, how are you doing? I'm seeing you after a long time. Good evening,
Hi,
Subodh.
sir. Very good evening. I'm good. I'm good. How are you, sir?
Absolutely fit and fine.
Great, great.
Good evening, Yogesh.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening.
So I was a bit confused on attendee or panelist. After I clicked panelist, I could come in.
Yeah. So there is a request that is coming to you. You don't have to decline it. You're doing it by mistake. Okay. I'm on purpose promoting you to panelists so that you can be here on the screens so that we can talk. So quickly, let's have a quick introduction to each other's business and start off. So Sachin, why don't you start with yourself? You're the first one on my screens.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hmm?
Myself, Sachin. I'm one of the partners with the company Exinity Systems Private Limited. We are engaged in manufacturing of pharmaceutical process equipments. Uh, and right from day one, we are associated with SIL. It's been a long journey so far. And I'm really looking forward for Aarambh to make some great changes in our working style. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Subodh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Subodh Pitkar. I'm Vice President HR and Administration. I'm working with EC India Private Limited. Just joined recently and looking forward, very excited to see what happens in Aarambh. So this is my first session today.
Rujmai, go ahead. म्यूट पे हो आप म्यूट पे हो
I'm Dharmesh Patel from Mumbai. I have a retail store in Juhu. And I'm doing entirely first time this exercise called, budgeting and AOP. So I'm curious
Very
and excited too. Thank you.
Uma sir, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Yogesh Pawar. I'm from Khammam. This is a district place in Telangana. I'm into retailing. Already I had a session with Mr. Yogesh on strategy and all this thing. And I'm also, as all of you are saying, I'm excited to come personally to Aarambh and also enjoy these sessions. I'm very confident that definitely great insights will come from these sessions. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, good. So well, I have requested only people who are on my screens. Kajal, go ahead.
Hi everyone, I'm Kajal Mullapuri based out of Pune. I'm the director of a company called Leighton Crafts. We're mainly in the space of training and coaching. For me, the purpose here is very simple. I'm curious, I've come with an open mind, and I want to see how Aarambh would help the space that I am in for me to set in the AOP and scale up the business. And I'll also get to learn a lot from all of y'all because all of us come from diverse spaces. So I'm really looking forward to the entire experience sharing as well.
Fantastic. So Priya, go ahead. You're on mute.
Sorry. I am Supriyo. I am a partner of Xfinity Systems Private Limited. And this is, as it is a budgeting exercise, that idea. So I'm quite excited to see how the things unfold.
Very good. Okay. So that's these are the number of people who are there on my screens because I can see them, and the rest are all without videos. So we will start off. Quickly, how many of you have a plan for the next 3 years of what you're going to do? Do you have a number in mind? Is there a number in mind?
Yes, number in mind is there.
Number in mind is there. Okay. For a few people I know, like Aniket and Uma sir, I've seen the document what you've prepared, so I'm 100% sure that you have a number which is sacrosanct in nature, and you're driving that number. But a lot of this discussion is going to be revolving around a word called gearing. Okay, the word called gearing. I want you to rate. This is the thing that you want to do. I want you to rate all the departments that you have. Okay, on a rating of 1 to 5. Whatever department you have. Okay, rate it to 1 to 5. Okay, say you have marketing, you have sales, you have branding, communication, service, manufacturing, stores, logistics, whatever department that's come to you to your mind, because it's your own department. It could be every company will have different departments and different structure. But I want you to rate your and be very conscious about that rating कि यार ये अच्छा है या बुरा है, ये और अच्छा हो सकता है. Okay, start rating it at the rate of 1 to 5, because what we want to see for people who have never done this kind of a work, okay, which means you have to begin somewhere. For people who have been doing this work, so like EC has been doing this work, right? Uma sir has been doing this work, right? So for people who have been doing this work, okay, you will quickly understand, मतलब mental में ही दिमाग में आ जाएगा कि यार ये सही नहीं चल रहा, right? But I'll still recommend कि आप list बनाओ, यार ये मेरे को लग रहा है ये as a director, as a owner of a company, I feel ये improve होना चाहिए. And just be conscious about the fact कि improvement कहाँ करनी है. I'll tell you, okay, let's do one thing, okay? I'll show you how to do that. Give me a moment. I'll build something on the screens and just give me 30 seconds. I'm making that for you. Okay, so it becomes easier for everybody. So I say departments. If you can quickly, open an Excel and start doing it. So I have stores, logistics, I have manufacturing, I have marketing, I have sales, I have brand communication. Okay, I may probably, am I missing anything? Just quickly let me know. I have somebody's in retail operations, right? So I will have operations. I will have HR. I have accounts and finance. I have statutory, legal. I have anything else that I'm missing?
Procurement.
Procurement, very good. Procurement. Anything else? Just keep adding.
Quality.
Quality, very good. Quality.
R&D.
Yes, R&D, very good. R&D. Just unmute yourself, quickly speak it out so it becomes easier.
Environment, governance, ECA, ESG, we should put separately, or
Service department.
Okay.
Loyalty.
There is a controls. Controls is one.
What do you mean by controls?
A department which ensures the programming of the machines, automations of the equipment, automation and control you can mention basically.
Legal department.
Okay.
Okay, then we have somebody's written down on the chat here of Vasundhara has written down.
We
Software.
have one process team as well, process department.
We'll have process as well. So which typically will be a part of operations, but nevertheless, we'll write it down. Okay, so you may want to choose now what it is. Okay, we'll write down software development. Now say we've almost written down 20 departments here from various industries and various types and various. Now, what I have to do is from a rating of 1 to 5. Okay, from a rating of 1 to 5 in comparison of to where I want to reach. Say I want to be a 1,000 crores company. So both from that angle, where am I today? Okay. Right. From a sales point of view, Sachin, where am I today from the desire that I have in the next 3 years? Okay. So Ramesh bhai, growth के point of view से कि plan है के पास अपने पास अभी plan नहीं है, so this is probably an action, but where am I on that? Okay. Human resource में मेरे पास यार JD लिखे हुए हैं पर implemented नहीं है, मेरे पास organization chart है पर ये नहीं है. So you have knowing of what is happening in the company, and you know at your gut whether this is right or this is not right. Now realize if all of us want to achieve the budgets that we make, revenue budgets and expenditures, then it is important that all of us become rational. There's nothing here karenge marenge vande mataram. Be as critical to yourself as possible. And where is the comparison I'm saying? Hence I asked you the first question, are we clear about where we want to go in the next 3 years? If that is the comparison. Or else all of us are always wanting everything at 5. But that's not going to happen. Now, based on this, okay, so we'll take one example. Let somebody finish and we'll take one example and I'll probably plot that here. Once I plot it here, then I'll tell you how to look at the alignment of the vision, alignment of the strategic goals that you have. And I'm going to give you categories. Okay, I'll share this Excel sheet once I've finished. I'll give you categories of what could be the strategic priorities of any company. Okay, I'll give you words of what could be the strategic priorities of your company, of any company, irrespective of the industry. Okay, so based on the vision, based on my as a situation and the strategic priorities, I start making investments. 3 words I said: based on the vision, based on the current reality, and based on my strategic priorities. कि उधर पहुंचने के लिए ये सब करना पड़ेगा या ये करना पड़ेगा, इस वजह से मेरी ये प्रायोरिटी है. Okay, so I'll give you all those 8-10 words which will resonate quickly to your strategic thinking. But first complete this. Jagjit, accept it. You will be able to do it. Accept it. Rahul, accept. So now what will happen is you have a certain score. जगजीत भाई कल से ना गाड़ी में नहीं बैठना, आप प्लान करके स्केड्यूल करके बैठो ताकि आपको इसका पूरा पूरा फायदा हो. इंटेंशन क्या है, इसका पूरा फायदा हो. ओके राइट. सो फंडामेंटली अगर ये लिस्ट आ जाती है और 1 to 5, now what is this called? This is called the perception study, right? So we've not digged into data, but I'm assuming that you are the subject matter expert. Am I wrong in my assumption? You are the subject matter expert of your business and you know it. Rather than me giving you some gyan, you have validated this is 1, this is 5. No problems with that. So you made a list of it. Now people who are in groups, Aniket, Subodh, Rohit, sorry, Rahul, all of you are in group, right? So you may want to validate it with each other also later. No problems with that. Why do I say, or why do we say that the owner and his team probably should sit in this? This is for the reason why we say, because this brainstorming helps you. Now, once I have that, what are the 8 words that I need to keep in mind while I'm creating my strategic priorities? Have a look at this. I'm writing it down on the screens. Just give me a moment. Now, and partnership and selection. Price and quality are going to impact my cost structure. Sorry. What is it going to impact? My cost structure. Okay. I have availability and selection. That is impacting my asset utilization. I have functionality and service going to impact my revenue opportunities. And I'll explain all of this. And brand presence and partnerships is going to impact my now. If you notice all of these 8 parameters that I have, all of these 8 parameters that I have written down here have a straight impact on two important elements: productivity and profitability. Okay. These 4 elements are going to impact my, so this is productivity and this is profitability, which means this is made for my and section 2 is made for my. If you remember when we started off, I said I'm going to use a word called gearing. I'm going to use a word called gearing. Now, these are 8 levers that you have in your car called business, whatever industry you are in. I'll explain every piece of it today because that's a part of the session, so that आपने पहले rating up कर ली है, right? You have rated what you want to do. You have a vision that is for the next 3, 4, 5 years. You have the existing as is, and now you say in next 1 year, which lever will I move faster or slower consciously that allows me to be in the revenue and PAT that I want by the next year. Now let's go step by step. What do you mean by price? Do I have to explain you price? Okay, price that is for masses. Now mass कहाँ से decide कर रहे हो? Mass आप उससे decide कर रहे हो, which is called your customer universe. Now what do you mean by your customer universe? धर्मेश भाई, आपकी अपनी शोरूम जो है ये जू में, तो जू की टेरिटरी से 7, 8, 10 किलोमीटर की टेरिटरी है.
करेक्ट.
में इस 50 ऐसे स्टोर्स हैं, में से मेरा मार्केट शेयर क्या है? सो कॉस्ट स्ट्रक्चर मासेस के लिए है तो लोग आएंगे मेरे पास. हमारे पास और एक बिजनेस है रिटेल में जो नॉर्थ में है, रूप वाटिका. आज रात साहब कल बैठेंगे शायद या 3 तारीख से बैठेंगे. रूप वाटिका बिग ब्रांड. नाउ दे आर इनटू एथनिक वेयर्स. तो उनका कस्टमर यूनिवर्स क्या है? एक नीश कस्टमर यूनिवर्स है, राइट? सिमिलरली क्वालिटी क्या है? क्वालिटी किस पे इंपैक्ट डालेगी? इट विल इंपैक्ट कॉस्ट स्ट्रक्चर. व्हाई? बिकॉज इफ आई एम एबल टू गिव बेटर प्राइस एंड बेटर क्वालिटी, इट विल गिव मी प्रोडक्टिविटी. सो इसलिए क्या कहा गया है कि कॉस्ट स्ट्रक्चर का इंपैक्ट, मैं कौन सी क्वालिटी देना चाहता हूं, व्हाट क्वालिटी आई वांट टू गिव एंड व्हाट प्राइसिंग आई वांट टू गिव, उस पे डिपेंडेंट है कॉस्ट स्ट्रक्चर. सो क्या कस्टमर मेरा माल उठा नहीं रहा खुद से या मेरी क्वालिटी को रिजेक्ट कर रहा है? सो मुझे कॉस्ट स्ट्रक्चर पे काम करना पड़ेगा. या तो क्वालिटी इंप्रूव करूं और या तो कॉस्ट स्ट्रक्चर इंप्रूव करूं, बिकॉज माल सबको बिकना है. इज दैट ओके? क्वालिटी इज सब्जेक्टिव टू मार्केट मैच्योरिटी. इज दैट ओके? क्वालिटी इज सब्जेक्टिव टू मार्केट मैच्योरिटी. When I say quality is subjective to market maturity, का मतलब क्या है? What does it mean? It means the kind of quality, the kind of products and its quality that is getting sold in Mumbai probably is not getting sold in Delhi or probably is not getting sold in Salem. It's a different quality. So cost structure पे कुछ काम करना है क्या? उसका impact कहाँ आने वाला है? Productivity पे. Productivity पे impact मतलब 2 चीजों पे impact. Asset का utilization और cost structure. So when we say in a retail shop, what is an asset? What do you think in a retail shop is asset? What do you convert asset into? Think about this.
Asset is, inventory.
Your inventory, okay.
Physical space, property.
Physical space, property, right? Now let's look at this, what we're saying. What is it impacting? Availability and selection. If you are able to make availability and selection easy for your customers, then your asset utilization is more. So, Rao sir, if you Uma sir, if you remember, we said that in your stores, do you have a satisfaction small board where people just click and say, I'm happy about it? That is an input that. So this is where I have to invest. You have 90 stores. You will have to invest in 90 stores. So money comes in there to help improve customer experience and its quality. So the money is coming now, right? Similarly, whether it is for say Jagjeet's business, right? Jagjeet is into manufacturing. बड़ा आसान काम है. कॉस्ट स्ट्रक्चर को इंप्रूव कैसे करोगे? लीन प्रोसेस लगा के, ऑटोमेशन लगा के, बैकवर्ड इंटीग्रेट करके. अवेलेबिलिटी सर्विस को कैसे करोगे? मशीन को 24 घंटा दौड़ा के, राइट? कस्टमर को सिलेक्ट करने में आसान हो सकता है, ऐसे कोई प्रोसेस है क्या आपके पास? क्या मेरी वेबसाइट वैसे है? क्या मेरे पास ब्रोशर्स वैसे हैं? क्या मेरी सेल्स टीम ट्रेंड है, राइट? क्या सेल्स टीम समझा पाती है कि क्या प्रोडक्ट है, किस तरीके से है, उसका बेनिफिट क्या है? In Sachin's business, probably where you are selling, complex pharmaceutical machines, you will see, okay, is the selection of the machines easy? Am I at the place where customer is available, which is availability? Okay, so you'll have to use these words and say, यार किधर कम पढ़ रहा हूं? सब साथ में नहीं कर सकते. Are you with me? All of you cannot do everything together. It is impossible. But you'll have to maintain few things and push them more. To give you an example, say people in what do you say? Hello, yes, Rohit. Okay, so assuming in Sachin's business, he would say that I would want to do a JV with some international business that improves my brand value and customer value. ये देखिए. So it becomes one of the strategic goals of the company. Say I want to improve my. Who is cutting through all of this? The only unit that cuts through all of this. Give me a moment. Yeah. The only thing that cuts through all of this, which is common, is people. In order to do all of this, we need people. Okay. Now, none of us are startups. So we don't say, no, नहीं इसके लिए पैसा भी लगेगा. वो तो लगेगा. All of us know we are matured businesses. Right? So fundamentally, if I want to have better price and quality at the marketplace, there should be some brain who can work on it. Availability and selection, आसान हो. Some brain on sales, some brain on marketing who can work on it. Functionality आसान हो, service आसान हो, some brain on innovation, some brain on R&D needs to work. Brand presence and partnerships, some strategic priorities. So people are common element here. And hence, the other part of strategy development or strategic alignment to your vision comes growth and development of people. So let's look at this, where all money is required. Money will be required to improve my pricing. Money will be required to improve my quality. Money will be required to improve my availability, service. If I want to be available, probably somebody decides I want to start an e-commerce. Somebody says I want to do digital programs. Somebody says, and the selection is easy. Maybe the pricing is easy. So this is how you have to ask yourself, based on the vision, what is my strategic priority for this year? Okay. अब availability करने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा is a different story. That's a second job to do. First is identification की availability करनी है. Functionality मेरे product की improve करने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? So say a machine maker will say, I will improve my functionality and reduce time. Right? So how much time do I need to improve? Say 10% of the time, so which means I need to build some system, some automation. पैसा आ गया उसके लिए. आप देखोगे कि हर चीज के लिए उसे इंप्रूव करने के लिए you will need money. So say assuming somebody had said we want to go to 3,000 stores. I mean, there's a business who is talking about 1,000 stores. Okay, and we want to reach. They are into burgers, right? So they want to reach to 1,000 stores. If they want to reach to 1,000 stores in next year, they've planned 380 stores. From 180 to 380, 200 stores in 1 year. Now, based on those 200, one is retention of the stores that are already there as franchise, and second is also about, so their engagement bill will come. How much am I engaging with my store owners so that they are involved with me? Now, very important parameter for Uma sir also. Uma sir, you have a lot of franchise, right? Dharmesh bhai, for you, you will meet Dheeraj during Aarambh. He will talk to you about Jumbo King, right? So it is very important retention of franchise and expansion of franchise. So that will attract money, right? So make sure, and all of it will only fall in 8 parameters. So what is a triangle? The triangle is pretty simple. My as-is position versus my to-be. And I have 8 levers in my car. I have to decide which lever to pull most. Is that okay? And invest the money that I have only into those categories. Because if I start investing money everywhere, then I don't get money in my pocket. Point number 1. Point number 2, the feeling is itna kar raha hu, ho kyun nahi raha hai? So you only push strategically only onto those pieces, right? Now, there will be some special budgets and there will be maintenance budgets. There will be special budgets and maintenance budgets. So we say something called as recurring and something called as one time. The moment you have this list, you will be able to understand, say assuming marketing will attract according to my past budget. It has been attracting 2 crore rupees. So I will attract. But if I have special program, special strategic plan this year, I am ready to invest 2 crore rupees more. Say people, okay? People are important parameters. We have people, but we feel that, okay, they need to be developed. So if they need to be developed, there's a specific amount of budget that I put in for only development of people. I don't pay. So there is one that is maintenance of house. Understand what I'm saying? And दूसरा है दिवाली का खर्चा. So special project is दिवाली का खर्चा. Maintenance is every month the house help comes, the driver comes, blah blah blah. That's maintenance. But I plan to buy one more car, so I'll have to have one more driver. So that's a project. That's a special investment that you're doing. So now, once you've categorized it, once you've identified these are the 8 parameters, and this is where I want to push. Now you have to decide the rest have to be maintained, or else it will go down. Is that okay? It constantly needs 2 things: attention and money. Okay. Everything in business requires attention and money. So if you don't pay attention and it is not maintained, it will go down. So what is the way? First, segregate. This is an exercise that you could do today, because tomorrow when Akshay comes in, he'll talk about sales and markets and all of that. But how do you align it? Simple mechanisms. I'm repeating for the sake of repetition. I have a vision in mind. I have written it down on a piece of paper. I know my as-is situation. I have departments in my company. In those departments, I have rated myself from 1 to 5. Where am I? And now I know there are only 8 levers that I have, which I need to move forward or backward or left or right to achieve the next year goal. Now, there are 2 ways to look at it. Way number 1, I am at 10 crores. I want to become 20 crores. After doing this exercise, you will say, oh, I can't do 20 crores because I do not have attention and money to do it. So you go back to more rationality and say, मैं 20 crore नहीं 15 crore दूँ. You still jump 50%. Okay. So this is a rational exercise, right? So once you do that, you then come out with your strategic priorities. These strategic priorities, then you will be able to identify these are special projects, these are maintenance projects. Now, what could be the possible maintenance projects? I'll tell you. Okay. And what could be the possible? And I'm giving a general example right now. Okay. Anything that you want to maintain, okay, like your plant and machinery, your basic minimum level of skill sets at the company, your basic market share, are maintenance issues. You have a radical goal, you have a change to make in the company, that becomes your special project. So anything that is your special budget is directly resonating to change in the organization. Is that making sense? Anything that you are putting as a special project is a change in organization. Just remember this one. If you bring a new machine, there's change in the organization. If you bring a new software, there's a change in the organization. If you bring in new people, there is a change in organization. Is that okay? So how do I understand this? Anything that is normal is maintaining, and anything that is change is special. Now, there could be possibility बदलाव मुझ में करना है और बदलाव मुझ में करके धंधे में करना है. Right? So for teams who are sitting here, look at what are the changes you want to do in the organization, and those become your special budgets. And the maintenance budget is what you pick up from the past. Is that okay? Now, there are two kind of categories of people that I've seen budgeting. Few people, the safest way of budgeting is I look at 3-4 years data. I look at my growth rate. Okay. I look at 3-4 years data and say I've done 10 crores last year, 15 crores, then 50 crores and blah, 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 blah. I look at that growth rate. I look at the mean medium created out of it. It's averages of averages. And we say next year, this is going to be my growth. One way, very easy way of doing things. Okay. The second kind of entrepreneurs who are reversing the journey. And they say, I want to reach 1,000 crores in next 3 years. So I have to do X in 25-26. What is a better option?
Second.
How many of you agree that second option is better? But it's bloody painful. Let me tell you. It's painful. Option number 2, of course, is exciting and adventurous, but it's painful. Now, who can take option number 2 naturally? Anybody who's below 100 crores should take option number 2. Anybody. There are, I think 3 or 4 businesses who are below 100 crores here right now in this group. But yeah, in this group, around 3 or 4 or 5 businesses which are below 100 crores and probably close to 100. You can definitely go audacious. Definitely go audacious. Do ulta. Okay? Do ulta. Because there is enough and more. We are in a consumer market. If you're able to give right price, if you're able to give the quality that it deserves, mal bik raha hai. Right? Please go ulta. When I say ulta, I'm talking about go reverse. 3 साल में क्या अचीव करना है उसके हिसाब से इस साल में कितना होना चाहिए, पूरी सिस्टम वैसे लगा दो. And it is okay not to make profits consciously. What I'm telling you is very radical right now, my friends. Very, very radical. Right? It is okay not to make profits consciously rather than subconsciously making losses. नासमझी की वजह से नुकसान ये ज्यादा खतरनाक है. समझ के नुकसान होना कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. बिकॉज समझ के नुकसान आप जस्टिफाई करते हो. आपके पास डेटा है, आपके पास मेथड है, सब कुछ है कि मैंने ये नुकसान क्यों किया है, इसका फायदा मुझे कैसे होने वाला है. दिस एक्टिविटी विल हेल्प यू टू अंडरस्टैंड विच बैटल टू लूज. वी डोंट नीड टू विन ऑल द बैटल्स. Which battle to lose in order to win the war. And the war is not 1 year. The war is 3 years. Is that okay? Everybody's getting the logic what I'm saying, why it has to be planned this way. So you're okay to invest and give enough that is required for it to grow well. Or else the growth will not happen. Or else what will happen is we all become so myopic that we stop investing the way it has to be invested. Okay. So I hope everybody's understood how alignment has to be done with the vision. Okay. For the sake of repetition, I'm going to repeat this again for everybody. You have a list of departments. You have a gut feel right now. If you have data, great. If you don't have data, no problems. Do it on your perceptions because you are the subject matter expert of your business. 1 to 5, rate it down. You will get 3 or 4, 5 things that need your attention. Those will become your special projects. The rest becomes your maintenance budget. Okay. Now, question will be, अच्छा, what budget I put onto that special project, जरूरी थोड़ी है उतना ही बजट होगा, ज्यादा भी हो सकता है, कम भी हो सकता है, पर करेंगे नहीं तो पता ही नहीं चलेगा. We will anyways not know it. So say Kajal says, I want to do digital marketing and I'm putting 20 lakh rupees as my budget. Maybe by the time you're doing it, 20 lakh becomes what? Average out 20 lakh becomes around 1.5 lakhs, 1.75 a month. So if you're putting 1.75 a month, you'll understand in 90 days no whether it is enough or no. If it is fetching result, you'll do more. If it is not fetching result, you'll adjust. The problem here is I don't want to put 1.75 for the first 3 months. That is stopping us from growth. Is that okay? Yeah. So it is okay to plan and fail is what I'm trying to give the message. Right? So fundamentally, every aspect of your business needs to be looked this way. Then that is the time you will see alignment coming in. Now, in companies like Sachin or Sachin Patil and companies like EC and companies like Uma Shankar sir's companies, I'm saying do this activity a little collaboratively with your top guys. Okay. So that you have, see, we are 18th, 19th, right? We have enough amount of time. Third, we are starting a pre-Aarambh where template has to be designed. Template has to be filled. We have enough time. So if you spend an hour and a half asking this perceptive, everybody's intelligence at the top is what I genuinely consider. That's exactly why they're at the top. So you even if you have perceptive value in front of you, okay, you exactly know what are the things that rather than saying in your mind, it is shared with the world around you, and they also know that we should be planning around this. Is that making sense to everybody? Right? So point number 1. So is this clear? Yeah. Now let's look at second very important element of how I strategically align my vision, because my vision is 3 years. I want to get my AOPs and my revenues for this year, but my vision. Now, what should I invest long term and what should I invest short term? Okay. This is my recommendation, and these are experiences that I'm sharing. People who want to contribute, please contribute. If you are wanting to build a 100 crores business, please buy a system which has the capacity of 1,000 crores. If you are I'm repeating what I'm saying. If you are wanting to build a business of 100 crores, build a system of 1,000 crores. It is 1:10 ratio. Okay. This is experience, just experience sharing. When you want to build a company of 100 crores, 200 crores, 1,000 crores, whatever it is, build processes. First process that you need to build right is your customer interaction process. So if you feel my customer interaction process is not that great, that's where you start investing more. What does that mean? I'll just share my screens again. It means availability and selection processes. Availability and selection processes. This is customer interaction process. Just give me a moment. I'm making it right. Okay. Internal management process, customer management process, innovation management process, brand management process. If you feel that your customer management, if your sales are not moving at the speed that you want to, focus more on customer management process. मतलब क्या है? Sales, marketing, sales team की training, structure, robust methodology of selling, उसको monitoring, customer का CSI. This is where your investment needs to go. If you feel that I am not able to make profits, profit नहीं बन रहा, existing turnover में profit नहीं बन रहा, फिर फोकस करो इंटरनल मैनेजमेंट प्रोसेसेस पे. आपके लोग एक दूसरे के साथ बात कैसे करते हैं? SOPs written down है क्या? Do you have SOPs written down? Do you have hierarchy of escalation? Do you have, so all of this is where it is coming. Internal management है. कस्टमर मैनेजमेंट, कस्टमर के लिए जो प्रोसेसेस लगते हैं. इंटरनल जो हमारे को कस्टमर को देने के लिए प्रोसेस. प्रोक्योरमेंट प्रोसेस पे ध्यान है क्या? स्टोरिंग पे ध्यान है क्या? दिस इज इंटरनल मैनेजमेंट. इनोवेशन मैनेजमेंट, मैं अपने प्रोडक्ट से और ज्यादा वैल्यू निकालना चाहता हूं. सो टिपिकली इनोवेशन इन delivery system is like, if you see crowded e-com space, उसमें hyper e-com आ गया. That's called innovation. उससे क्या हुआ? फंक्शनलिटी और सर्विस इंप्रूव हुई. उससे क्या हुआ? इंप्रूव अपॉर्चुनिटीज. अब Zepto और Blinkit are also selling items that are available on Amazon. And the best part here is they deliver it to you in 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay. Earlier, if you want to buy a keyboard, you want to buy a mouse, okay, you go to Amazon and you say, and 3 days after you get that mouse. They have taken their best sellers and say, we will deliver it to you in 3 minutes, 9 minutes. Innovation, right? And brand management is all about revenue multipliers, which means आगे जाके धंधा बढ़ेगा. So this is long-term investment. I partner with people. I do CSR, right? I give awards under my company name. These are long-term initiatives. So immediate initiatives, customer interaction initiatives, customer value generation, innovation का initiatives, और ब्रांड को रिकॉग्नाइज करने के इनिशिएटिव्स. तो इनिशिएटिव्स 4 ही ब्लॉक्स में होंगे. एंड व्हेन यू ओनली स्टार्ट इन्वेस्टिंग अराउंड दिस, सो से आई वांट टू इंप्रूव माय इंटरनल मैनेजमेंट प्रोसेस, तो क्या है? तो आई विल बिल्ड ERP, और आई विल आस्क फॉर एन ERP और a CRM और an HRMS. आई वांट टू हैव कस्टमर मैनेजमेंट प्रोसेसेस. सो रिटेल स्टोर पे क्या कर सकता हूं जिसकी वजह से कस्टमर और खरीदे, राइट? मेरे रूफटॉप का सोलर का AMC कैसे ज्यादा बिके, राइट? इनोवेशन में मैं किस तरीके से, हाउ कैन आई सेव टाइम? 4 words, just keep that in mind. How can I make it faster, better, easier, and cheaper? 4 words when you work on this. I'm going to send all of this to you. Just remember, the common thing is people here. Somebody might say, oh, my hiring is not that great. We're not hiring great leaders, or we're not probably, our hiring method is not right. So शायद उसमें investment करना है क्या? So how do you do that? You probably hire somebody who knows how to build a hiring process, who knows how to do behavioral interviews. All right. You start doing that, because there's no point cribbing and crying after taking the guy. Okay. Very important for businesses who are around above 50 crores and above. Please do not miss investing in something called as MDP. for people. Now I'm only talking about people. Like I spoke about, I think it's called MDP. It could be either MDP or an LDP. It is leadership development, managerial development, and individual development. There has to be a structure in your company where leadership pipeline is getting created. Like your product is getting created, like your process is getting created. Leadership pipeline needs to keep getting created. जैसे रॉ मटेरियल का भाव ऊपर जाता है, वैसे आदमी का भी भाव ऊपर जा रहा है. तो अगर आपको वो परवड़ता नहीं, वो छोड़ के चला जाएगा, पर आपका काम तो किसी ने करना है. Sachin, is that making sense? अच्छा, फिर then what do people say? We are not shying away if the customer says, give me 1 lakh rupee का प्रोडक्ट आप कोट करते हो, वो बोलता है मेरे को 70,000 रुपए दे. You leave the customer. Is that okay? We leave the customer, right? रॉ मटेरियल का भाव ऊपर जाता है, right? तो अपन रॉ मटेरियल लेना बंद करते हैं? नहीं, we still take the raw material because you have to run the show. Then why should we shy away by saying avoiding a management practice because I fear that people will leave? People will leave. They will come, they will leave. As long as they are there, make them asset, no? Why to keep them as a bloody liability? So a lot of SMEs miss this game. And everybody who's understood this game well, has scaled up quickly. I'll give you one more example. In a company, I recently gave this example to somebody. In a company, there was a function, and I called up, after the function, I called up some leaders, and I said, listen, I want to talk to you. And I asked them, this is the number that we want to achieve. Please tell me how to. My intention of understanding that discussion was to just understand who can envision that kind of a number. Is the person sitting in this room has the capacity and capability to understand what we are saying? Because now the leadership change needs to happen. So this constant development of people is very critical because people come with their own values, own vision, own mission. It is our job as founders of the company to make sure that they're falling into the culture. Is that okay? Right? Now, there will be businesses like service business. Kajal, I am strongly recommending allow your employees to work part-time also. In your business, typically. Allow them to work part-time, no problem. They will be more beneficial to you than themselves.
Agreed. And since you've mentioned this point, I had a question for you right away. Considering businesses which are below 100 CR, though you've asked us to prioritize from those, 4 elements you've given us, do you think it's a good idea to look at productivity, like one component from productivity and profitability both, to make it more sustainable?
No, you will, okay. All 8 parameters are critical. You just need to choose this year. That's what I'm saying.
But would it add more value if, agreed, you need to choose, you need to prioritize, totally get it. But would it be more rational to look at one from productivity and one from profitability parallelly?
Yes, there's no doubt. And you don't need to have one strategic priority. Now you can have 5 strategic priorities. Okay. Now, just remember one thing. There are 2 things that I'm going to tell you right now, all of us. You have 7 items on balance sheet. You have 7 items on balance sheet. Every item needs to have a man. If you think you are Durga Mata, then that's not how it works. Over a period of time, you have to have one person focused on every item of the balance sheet. Now, what are those items of the balance sheet? I have revenue, I have my cost, which is COGS, I have my debtors, I have my creditors, I have my volume, which is my assets and inventory, right? So all the 7 parameters, I'll share the 7 parameters also. That's not a problem. But over a period of time, not right now, needs to have one man attached to it, a competent man, not somebody that you like. competent man. So that we are able to stabilize the entire growth. Yeah, I've answered 2 questions in one shot. I hope I've been able to do this. We are at 6:32. My recommendation to all of you is you can start throwing questions. I can start answering them to the best of my abilities. Go ahead. And no question is also a good state. Either all is gone well or all is in the well then.
I have a question here.
Go ahead.
When I started giving ranking to the departments, I realized that every department needs a substantial improvement. It's not just about marginal, but a substantial improvement is required in every department. Now, when this is linked with the processes, as Kajal madam said, because I can see there are multiple places where we have to think for investing currently so that we can reach to what numbers we are thinking in our mind. So then, please, I am confused where to put investment in first go and where to second. So, पूरा खिचड़ी हो गया अंदर. Yeah, so that's one part.
That's why. तो अभी थोड़ा खिचड़ी हो गया है कि सब जगह इंप्रूव करना है. Am I correct?
Yes.
अच्छा, अगले साल जहां पे पहुंचना है उसको इंप्रूव करने के लिए क्या क्या करना पड़ेगा? अगले साल आपको जहां पहुंचना है उसको इंप्रूव करने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? You understood my question?
Yes, sales and execution. But an execution is linked with too many factors.
Fair, no problem. So sales and execution. So sales में क्या क्या इंप्रूव करना पड़ेगा?
Presence.
Okay, very good. So you've got one. Very good. What else?
Service.
Presence. So you've said presence, right?
Presence. So service is also linked to that.
So presence means marketing.
Presence means direct sales plus
So
marketing. Yes.
Right? First is marketing.
Yes.
You'll have to get some leads, right? And second will be
after sales.
Second will be sales. Right? Now ask yourself.
Lead generation and sales. Okay.
So marketing and sales, right? Ask yourself, do you have enough people to do the sales calls for the revenue that you want?
Presently not.
So here comes the starting. Do you generate enough leads so that your salespeople can go? First question. Do I have enough people to serve that? Second question. Do I have people who are trained to do that? Third question. What is the minimum quality of service that I'll have to provide? I'll have to at least deliver a working machine.
Yes.
I will at least have to deliver, maybe even I say today I have a delay of 3 months. Can I deliver it in delay of 2 months? See, don't try to eliminate things. Try reducing few things. Na? Delay can be reduced. Why do you want to eliminate it? Is that okay? That's how you look at it. Then you say service levels. When I say service levels, what are the current service levels? Oh, we respond in 7 days. Can I start responding in 5 days? Isn't it an improvement?
Okay. Yes.
Right? See, what do we do is basic human habits. We pick up our past experiences and make it an ultimate truth. So rather than doing that, can I be a little iterative in things that are not totally in my control? And I choose what to control. Is that okay?
Yes.
Fair way of looking at it?
Yes.
Yeah. Rather than trying to control everything. Fair?
Okay.
So you choose out of all the departments, you've made the priorities and you say, "Arey, 10 item hai jo 2 pe hai." But now we said, we take the question. What is the question? We said, in order to reach where you want to reach in 1 year, Sales and service is important. Okay, great. Now, in order to achieve that, do I have enough amount of salespeople? Do I have enough amount of service people? Do I get enough amount of leads? So how much will I require? So this is how the brainstorming has to be done, and the number comes in. After that, then budget comes in. Fair?
Okay. Fair.
Then you make minimum benchmarking for the maintenance. Rather than quarreling and fighting around कि ये तो 3 दिन में जाना ही चाहिए, 3 दिन में जाना ही चाहिए. हम जानते हैं 9 दिन से पहले जाएगा ही नहीं. वो 9 को 3 बनाने से अच्छा 9 को 7 बनाओ. अगले साल 7 को 6 बनाओ या 5 बनाओ. अल्टीमेटली तीसरे साल पे तुमको 3 पे पहुंचना है. That is how it has to be looked at. So the revenue goals I'm pushing forward, delay goals are reducing. Is that okay? I told you, right? It's gearing, right? It's gearing.
Okay. Got it.
Yes. Go ahead, Subodh. Go ahead.
When you told about budget, you told us the two ways of doing it. One is the routine way, looking at 3 years budget achievement and then tracking which is the best one to do. But second one you told is the reverse budgeting, which may be applicable more on the companies which are which need to reach 100 CR. But as we already have crossed it, so which is the right way for us? Because I actually made a choice of reverse because that looks more appropriate.
There is a secret to this. The secret is also called as the entrepreneur's appetite.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have an aggressive leader, no, you ask him to do reverse budgeting, he'll never agree. Forget about the past, he'll say.
Okay.
Your leader is an aggressive leader. His appetite is good, so he will always plan कि एक काम करो 1000 पे पहुंचना है 228 को 1000 पे पहुंचना है, इसको उल्टा करो. तो इसलिए आपको नंबर आ गया 552. Is that okay? But
Right.
what's good for us? There is always this element of leadership. I mean, when I say entrepreneurs, what I meant was the leadership appetite. Their ability to visualize, their ability to take that risk plays a very important role. So in few businesses, even if the businesses are we've seen this, even if the businesses are 5,000 crores, the leadership team is very hungry. Okay. And they plan it meticulously. I'm saying, it's detailed planning. So at EC's case, I don't foresee unnecessary going backward. You are in a rising industry. There's no point doing backward calculation. Move ahead and build everything. Look at the future and build everything now.
Okay.
That's how it is. Option 2 is what I'm saying. Yeah. Go ahead, Jagjit, go ahead.
So I have a question over here. As you know that manufacturing has a very, very thin margin, and that margin is going on decreasing due to the competition. So
Correct.
over here, we are mentioning all the departments in one place, and we are mentioning that, okay, 3 years down the line, we are targeting, say, 10x or 5x or whatever is that. So we have a cost associated to that particular thing.
Correct.
In the manufacturing industry, it may be, say, 10% it would be the MPC. So we cannot actually say, so when do we have to increase the cost? It should be proportionate to the turnover, or how should it be?
All
Because
your investments, if you
yes,
call it as cost, then this is how you're going to treat it. All your investments are aligned to the vision that you have of future. Point number 1. Point number 2. What are you saying is the margins are thinner or margins are getting thinner, which means I am not working or the business is not working on service and functionality, which improves the revenue opportunities of the same product.
okay,
Hence, I quickly shared the document. अगर मैं फंक्शनैलिटी को इंप्रूव करूं, मैं एक सिंपल सा इसका एग्जांपल देता हूं आपको. हमने सबने घर बनाया है ना, घर है, पर अब हम घर में रहते हैं. आपने पर्दे कितने लगाए घर में, पर्दे कितने लगाए, और आपने टाइल्स कितने लगाए, और ईंटें कितनी लगाई? ईंटें ज्यादा हैं, टाइल्स ज्यादा है, या पर्दे ज्यादा है?
I haven't counted anything.
Just think, na, logically. Just ask, no, bricks are more.
Bricks are more.
More.
Bricks are more.
Or-
Bricks are more than tiles, then
Huh.
curtains.
and then curtains, right? Acha, what have you paid the most for?
The curtains and tiles.
No, not even tiles, curtains.
Curtains.
So it is the same house. The functionality is changing. If I make products and services which lie at a higher value chain of my customer's life cycle, he is ready to pay me more. I'll repeat what I'm saying. When I make products or services which are perceived at a higher level of my customer values life cycle, he will pay me more. There's nothing wrong. But if I'm making bricks and expecting to be paid for curtains, it's not going to happen. If I want curtain ka paisa, then I have to make curtains. Simple as that. I can have a lot of sales stories to the world saying, oh no, my brick is like curtain only. So, but that never sells, right? Yeah, and the person who asked the question is gone. I think his network was poor. He was sitting in the car. But I hope everybody's understood the example. Improve my service and functionality of the product or the service, or probably create a product which has better functionality, better service than the past. You're going to get value out of it. अब ये करने के लिए पैसा जाएगा. Is that okay? Jagjit has joined back again. ये करने के लिए पैसा जाएगा. So it's a known risk, no, for you. It is not an unknown risk. It is a known risk.
Right.
So if it is a known risk, then it cannot be cost, na? It is investment. Cost का मतलब क्या है? जिसका मैं पूरा वैल्यू नहीं ले पाता, वो मेरे को खर्चा दिखता है.
So then we would be overrunning the parameters till the time it is stabilized again.
There is nothing wrong.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong. I told you, consciously नुकसान. I said it in Hindi. Consciously नुकसान करने में कोई नुकसान नहीं है. अगर वो प्लान आपका सही है, if you've planned it well, if you've looked at it in the right form, you know this product you've gone detailed, you've looked onto it, you know this product or service will benefit in future, you have some POC, you have some use case for it, and you say this is going to work, then investing in it does not matter. You should invest. Or else, you know, I don't know how to say this in Hindi or English, but Marathi में कहावत है, for people who are Maharashtrians will understand this quickly, कि दात टोकरून जेवायचं नाही. What does it mean? It means कि अपने दांत का ही बचा हुआ खाना खा के पेट नहीं भरना चाहिए.
Okay.
Is that okay with everybody? कि नहीं है ना, बचा हुआ खाना है ना, वही खा लेता हूँ. That's not how it works. You've got to invest. Jagjit, is that okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you
Great.
so much.
Yes,
Dr. Yogesh, may I ask you one more question, please?
Dharmesh was asking a question. Yes, Dharmesh.
Please, Dharmesh.
After Dharmesh is you. Yeah, go ahead.
So मुझे कुछ और क्वेश्चन आ रहा है called यार AI is disturbing a lot actually these days. Okay, I am also concerned about कि ऐसा क्या होगा in our retail industries जो मतलब
हो चुका है.
हाँ हो चुका है. Okay, तो अभी तक हमारे पास आना बाकी है एक्चुअली. Okay,
नहीं बाकी नहीं है. आप
उसका इफेक्ट आना बाकी है.
नहीं या तो इल इफेक्ट आएगा, या तो पॉजिटिव इफेक्ट है. आप उसकी तरफ चले गए तो पॉजिटिव इफेक्ट है, वो आपकी तरफ आ गए तो नेगेटिव इफेक्ट है.
Yeah, that's what my question.
Adoption. It is called adoption, right? Technology adoption. If you are not proactive, then you get pennies. Simple as that. There are already stores. I'm sure when all of us have traveled globally, there are already stores. You don't need a bloody salesman there. You don't need a salesman, right? There was one technology before AI came in, VRs, which did not become that successful in most of the industries. It tried in retail also. In retail, it failed, but I think AI is picking it up. No problem. Yeah, and you are very creative, Dharmesh bhai. You're very creative. अगर ठान लिया तो हो जाएगा.
हाँ, ये अभी आपने आज बहुत अच्छा इंसाइट दिया. कि यार ये 3 साल का, मुझे ऐसा मतलब ज्यादा लगता था कि यार बहुत कुछ करना है 1 साल में, ओके, बट ये 3 साल का प्लान है भैया, एक एक कर लेंगे,
कर ले, see, देखो,
हो जाएगा.
so like that, like Bill Gates says, no, that people misunderstand what they can do in 3 years and overestimate what they can do in 1 year, right?
Yes, yes.
So there's no point overestimating to do. You will not enjoy the journey. और
Absolutely. I'm
जर्नी
excited.
एंजॉय करना बंद कर दोगे तो काम ही बंद कर दोगे, खत्म करो, नहीं चाहिए. That's how it happens, na, irritating. So don't overestimate in 1 year. As you know, hence I said make choices. Make choices. And those choices are typically dependent on the awareness of the entrepreneur and its team. The kind of awareness that I have, there has to be two kind of awarenesses. I know that I know, and I don't know that I don't know. है ना? And there are two more states of the awarenesses. One is I know, and second is I don't know. I don't know का दुनिया में कुछ नहीं कर सकता कोई. I know का भी कुछ नहीं कर सकता कोई.
I know का तो कुछ भी नहीं रहता है. I don't know का मतलब फिर भी बोला चलो.
नहीं, वो तो it's a bliss, no, ignorance is bloody bliss. Right? There are only two stages of awareness that you and your top team needs to be in constantly. I know that builds confidence. I know that I don't know builds a learning attitude.
Different view.
Right? So when you learn, you get confidence. When you learn, you get confidence. That's a basic thing. Yeah. Yes, anything else? Yes, Kajal, you had a question.
So I just need a little more clarity to something you'd said earlier. So let's say if you're looking at the backward budgeting as a thought process right now, but there's still gaps or things that you need to plug in the next 1 year. So should the right approach be that in the next 1 year, this is what I'm going to plug in immediately, and then put in the target for backward and then work on backward budgeting? Or you look at backward budgeting and then plug in what you need to do in the next 1 year?
Because I know the revenues that you do, I'm recommending you to set a goal and go backward.
Okay.
Because it requires, and I'll tell you what will happen also when you do that. Okay, you will have sleepless nights. Your money will go. Your processes will get haywire. All of this will happen. By the end of the day, you reach there. You have changed the orbit of the business. Is that okay? So I'm telling you like a bhavishyavani today only. है ना? प्रॉब्लम क्या है, उससे डर लगता है. शुरू किया था कुछ नहीं था ना, अब है तो उसका डर लग रहा है. But trust me, every 3 years, if the business doesn't do that, no, they are not changing the orbit. And if you're not changing the orbit, it's a reverse spiral then.
So backward and then work on it accordingly. Okay, done. Thank you.
Yes, anybody else? Great. I think I have no questions. Okay, good. If there are no questions, I would want you to brainstorm now on the way I told you, so that we have strategic priorities, right? Okay. And as I said, the priorities will revolve around market, customer, internal process, some innovation of product, some innovation of some service, okay, or some brand presence. It will only, I'm just sharing that image with all of you so that you understand where are we looking at, and it is only going to impact in two things: revenues and profits. Okay, so consciously, if you have to invest. The common parameters are people, and common parameters is the culture you're developing in the people. Just remember this. Okay. Now I can give you technical word. What I have explained to you is the strategic part of balance scorecard. What I've explained to you is the strategic part of, now most of us, when we look at balance scorecard, we look at only that KPI, KRA, char cheez and laga do, hisab kitab balance scorecard bana do. But how do you look at from a business? It is not a HR tool. Balance scorecard is not a HR tool. It is a business tool. Its output is used by people to monitor people. Is that okay? Please don't misunderstand balance scorecard as the HR tool. And if businesses and owners like you don't go deep into that strategic tool, then you're not able to take decisions that are supposed to be taken for the future of the organization. With one more philosophical statement, we will close the statement. We'll close this session today, and which is my firm belief. One, you have to be constantly in future for your teams to remain in present. And if you are not, your teams will remain in past and you have to drag them in present every day. So please make your habits to think strategically, to think about future, to stay in future constantly, because you will only get motivated if you're in future. If you're in present, no, you get demotivated. Right? So all the best. I'll see you tomorrow. Akshay is going to be there and we're going to spend some more time on sales and sales considerations. Thank you. I hope.
Yogesh, kindly share that 7 elements of
Yes. I'll do that. I'll do that.
Thank
All right, but I have this habit of on the inward calls. I keep asking what is the feedback. Please rate the session from 1 to 5. Everybody, it'll be very kind. So I know bloody I've done good job or bad job. Right. So please rate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And we meet on the 3rd, right?
We
Third
meet.
of-
No. We meeting every day now. Tomorrow
Really?
also is the session. Right.
Okay, what time?
And 3rd, same time.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And 3rd, but your template filling exercise will start.
Okay.
अच्छा, in short, Jagjit bhai, English और economics की story है. पहले English समझ लेते, फिर economics करेंगे.
ठीक है जी.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. God bless. Bye.
Thank you.